Your heart pounds against your ribcage. Your palms are slick with sweat. The room seems to shrink around you as every eye feels like a spotlight, every casual glance an accusation. Your mind races with thoughts. They're judging me. I'm going to say something stupid. Everyone can see how awkward I am. You desperately search for an escape route, a bathroom, a quiet corner, anywhere to hide from this invisible threat that feels more terrifying than any physical danger. This isn't a panic attack in a war zone. It's not a response to a life-threatening situation. It's simply the experience of being at a party, a work meeting, or even just ordering coffee at a busy cafe. Hello, and welcome back to Dark Thoughts. Today, we're exploring one of the most common yet misunderstood mental health conditions affecting millions of people worldwide: social anxiety disorder, the prison that exists only in the mind, yet feels more confining than any cell with bars. Social anxiety is far more than just shyness or introversion. It's an overwhelming fear of social situations, driven by an intense worry about being judged, humiliated, rejected, or scrutinized by others. For those who suffer from it, everyday interactions that most people take for granted become monumental challenges. The numbers are staggering. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, social anxiety affects approximately 7% of American adults in any given year. That's over 15 million people, and many more suffer in silence, never seeking diagnosis or treatment. What makes social anxiety particularly insidious is how it hides in plain sight. Unlike a broken leg or even conditions like depression that might manifest in visible ways, social anxiety often goes unnoticed by others. The person suffering might appear merely quiet or reserved, while inside they're experiencing intense psychological distress. The physical symptoms can be debilitating: rapid heartbeat, trembling, sweating, nausea, lightheadedness, and even full-blown panic attacks. The body responds as if facing a life-threatening danger, triggering the fight or flight response in situations where neither fighting nor fleeing is appropriate. But the psychological symptoms can be even more devastating. The constant fear of negative evaluation creates a mental feedback loop that's difficult to escape. You worry about appearing anxious, which makes you more anxious, which makes you worry more about appearing anxious. It's an exhausting cycle that can drain every ounce of mental energy. Many people with social anxiety describe feeling like they're constantly performing, rather than just being themselves. Every word, gesture, and facial expression feels rehearsed and scrutinized. The pressure to appear normal becomes so overwhelming that it paradoxically makes natural interaction impossible. The origins of social anxiety are complex and varied. For some, it may have genetic roots. Research suggests that anxiety disorders can run in families. For others, it may stem from childhood experiences, particularly negative social interactions like bullying or public humiliation. Brain structure and chemistry also play a role. Studies have shown that people with social anxiety may have an overactive amygdala, the brain's fear center. This heightened activity can trigger anxiety responses in situations that others wouldn't find threatening. The rise of social media and digital communication has created new dimensions to social anxiety. While these platforms can sometimes provide a buffer for those uncomfortable with face-to-face interaction, they can also amplify concerns about social judgment. Every post, comment, or photo becomes potential fodder for criticism, with the added pressure of knowing that these digital interactions are permanent and potentially viewable by hundreds or thousands of people. What makes social anxiety particularly cruel is how it isolates people during the times they most need connection. Humans are inherently social creatures. We need meaningful relationships to thrive. But social anxiety creates a painful paradox: the deep desire for connection coupled with the overwhelming fear of reaching for it. This isolation can lead to secondary problems like depression, substance abuse, and even suicidal thoughts. Many people with social anxiety self-medicate with alcohol or drugs, using them as social lubricants to temporarily ease their symptoms. This can create a dangerous cycle of dependency. The professional impact can be equally severe. People with social anxiety often avoid jobs that require significant social interaction, potentially limiting their career options and financial stability. They might turn down promotions that would require more public speaking or leadership responsibilities, regardless of their qualifications or abilities. But there is hope. Social anxiety, while challenging, is one of the most treatable anxiety disorders. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has shown remarkable effectiveness, helping people identify and challenge the negative thought patterns that fuel their anxiety. Exposure therapy, which involves gradually facing feared social situations in a controlled way, can help break the avoidance cycle that keeps social anxiety going. Medications, particularly selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, can also be effective in reducing symptoms. And newer approaches like mindfulness-based therapies show promise in helping people manage their anxiety by staying present rather than getting caught in worries about the future or ruminations about the past. Perhaps most importantly, the growing awareness of social anxiety as a legitimate mental health condition has reduced some of the stigma surrounding it. People are increasingly able to name what they're experiencing and seek help without shame. If you're listening to this and recognizing yourself in these descriptions, know that you're not alone. Millions of people share your experience, including many who might surprise you. Numerous celebrities and public figures have spoken openly about their struggles with social anxiety, from musicians and actors to athletes and business leaders. The path to managing social anxiety isn't about becoming a different person or suddenly loving the spotlight. It's about finding freedom from the prison of fear, the freedom to choose connection when you want it, to express yourself authentically, and to live without the constant weight of anticipated judgment. That's all for today, and you've been watching Dark Thoughts. If this episode resonated with you or might help someone you know, please consider sharing it. Mental health thrives in the light of understanding and compassion. Remember, the mind can create the most confining prisons, but it also holds the keys to freedom. Stay curious, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you next time.